Hey guys, I have another deck tech for you. This one is based off of Suntitan's ability to just bring back stuff from the graveyard. I'll be honest, I was just looking through my spare cards here and there, seeing what cards had a converted mana cost 3 or less, and I decided to just make a Suntitan deck off of it. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. This one's actually pretty fun, despite the fact that I just made it randomly in one weekend. But tell me what you guys think. I don't think it's super competitive, but it is definitely one of those decks that can do very well, especially on the kitchen table with your friends. So try it out. Of course, we're going to go through the creatures. We have 3 Sun Titans, of course. That is the main set of this deck. I found 4 of them were a little bit too much, especially for opening hands. They are basically dead draws early on in the game. So I cut it down to 3, but it still works out pretty well. So I have 3 Sun Titans. I actually have 2 Drogskol Reavers, and I know this is a junk mythic for a lot of people, but like I said earlier, this is just some random deck I made up. This card normally by itself is not too great. I think the converted mana cost is way too high, but I actually do have a couple of Lotus Blooms in this deck, and it works out very well. So once you actually get this guy out, it's a lot of fun to attack with him and draw cards and gain life at the same time. Then I have 3 Blade Splicers. 3 Blade Splicers have converted mana cost of 3, and so this actually encourages you to attack and block with Blade Splicers quite a bit as long as you have a Sun Titan out, because you're going to be basically reanimating them back onto the battlefield, getting another golem in the process, and so it's a very good deal. So Blade Splicer and Sun Titan work out very well. Next up, we have a couple of cards that are fun to recur with Suntitan. So let's go ahead and go through them. I had 2 Sword of the Meeks coming out. For those of you who are familiar with this card, know that Sword of the Meek and Thopter Foundry are a combo in Modern, and it is a lot of fun. Fortunately, also they are under 3 converted mana costs, so you can bring these back with Suntitan just in case you absolutely need them. I found Angelic Renewal to be really cool with Suntitan. If you have this alongside with Suntitan out, it's basically indestructible outside of exile. Basically, if Suntitan dies, you sack this to bring it back onto the battlefield. And so since it comes back to the battlefield, you can actually bring back Angelic Renewal back to the battlefield as well. So if you read the wording for this, it actually allows the creature to die first, and once it actually hits the graveyard, that's when this actually triggers. So it does work out, and it's actually quite fun. Next, we have a playset of Lotus Blooms. Lotus Blooms are great, especially first turn, and if you actually get these out, you will be able to get your Drogskol Reavers out pretty well too. This is good, especially when you have Suntitans and you don't have too many lands in your first opening hands or whatnot. But Lotus Blooms are great because you can also recur them with Suntitans, so you can sacrifice them to Thopter Foundries or just use the mana as well. Next, we have 2 Thopter Foundries. These are good. These have saved me quite a bit in certain games because of the life gain. The Thopter token is great. Gives you a couple of chump blockers and maybe some late game stuff as well. But this is really made for the Sword of the Meek combo. And if you have a long drawn out game, this will definitely finish off the game for you. Next, I have 2 Foresees. Foresees, of course, by themselves are not so great. 4 mana, scrying 4 is very powerful. Drawing 2 cards is also very good, but most of the time people don't really play Foresee as much. Although I have recognized and seen that Foresee alongside with Lotus Blooms work out very well, and I do like it. I didn't put it in a playset because it's too much, but having 2 of these just fits very well. I seem to draw them only when I need them, or maybe I'm just lucky, but it really does work out very well. Since this is a kitchen table deck, I have 4 Preordains. My friends and I go back and forth on which is better, Preordain or Ponder. I just happen to like Preordains because I think Scry is just way too powerful. Next, I have 3 Detention Spheres because they can be recurred with Suntitan, and they are very powerful cards. Alongside with Obring. Obring is always good. And I put one of these in because Lotus Bloom only gives you 1 color, So if necessary, I just happen to just have Obbering, so I can just give myself 3 white and bring this guy out. Next, I have a playset of Supreme Verdicts. Supreme Verdicts are great because they are uncounterable, and most of the time, because you are recurring stuff from your graveyard, this really doesn't matter. This deck also doesn't have that many creatures, so this is a very good control option for you. I have 2 Negates to help out prevent people from just countering some of my stuff. This is really for anti-counters. And because my meta does have a couple of tokens here and there, I put in 2 Ratchet Bombs. Ratchet Bombs are also great because if you happen to have the time, you can pile up the counters and destroy anything on their side. And you know, for you, you have Suntitan, so you'll be recurring them back as well. So that's all the non-creature spells. Land-wise, nothing really significant. You guys can put in anything that you like or you can afford, but a couple of lands I do recommend are Ghost Quarters, of course. If you guys want to, and it's a casual deck, you can put in your Strip Mines, your Wastelands, so forth. You can put whatever land destruction, but since remember, lands have converted mana cost of 0. You actually can bring them back with Suntitan, and you have repeatable land destruction, which is great. Then I have a Maria Skyrune. Don't have too many planes in this deck, but you know, again, if the game comes out very long and you don't happen to have Suntitans in your hand and they're all in your graveyard, you can always use this to bring it back. The rest, I just have planes and islands and a couple of dual lands here and there. But again, whatever you guys can afford is whatever you guys can put in. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck. I certainly do. It's a very fun deck. Not too powerful, but it is definitely fun, especially when you're playing with other friends. I encourage you guys to try it out. I know the Lotus Blooms can be kind of pricey. I think Suntitans are okay, but everything else seems to be not too expensive. So I encourage you guys to try it out. I hope you have fun with it. Let me know if you guys do. And I hope you guys will let me know what you guys think as well. See you guys next episode.